Hello. Running it back.
No, keep it. No, keep it. Yeah, keep it. No, keep it.
Fuck
Keep it
that.
in. 100%.
It's already gone. Already gone. Too late. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Then and Now podcast. I am your co-host, Captain Diesel, and I am joined with the illustrious Lelouch V to my left and to my right, Professor E, King of the Comics, Ethan Murphy. How are y'all doing, my brethren?
Doing good. I did just realize we were supposed to do like 1 hour. The Otis's turtles might be Otis's turtle. I'm a little. I thought about him, but I'm
We're
sorry.
like 40 minutes in now. That was last episode was like 34 minutes.
That's fine. I'm sorry.
It'll be okay. There's such a long story coming with that turtle. Just know when he got to me, he didn't have a filter at all, and he's still alive. So
Okay,
he'll be fine.
Jesus Christ.
He's the Raphael of that squad. Okay.
No, this is Mikey. All
Wait,
the rest gone. Yeah.
Spoiler for Last Ronin. Spoiler for Last Ronin. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, Charlie. Sorry.
Yeah, everybody today is a special episode as always. Topic for today, we are going to be discussing an article that my man Lelouch V has written for the Blurred website that will be linked in the description below. But this article is covering the biggest box office successes of 2025. And it's the year that global audiences took the wheel. So we have a list of films here that rank from the most profitable films of the year. And we can kind of break down, I guess, maybe what we think is the reasoning for why these movies were so successful. And maybe if we watched any of these, because I think some of these, obviously there's like a big chunk on the bottom end that I watched. And some of these I did not watch. But before we get started, you guys have anything you wanna speak on before we get started here?
Yeah, I'd just like to make a note that nowhere in like the top 3 or even the top 5 is a superhero movie. Like we are slowly climbing out of the box office supremacy of those superhero movies, where it's just pretty much guaranteed to make top tier dollar. I mean,
we gonna see, because what you said, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is literally a superhero movie.
Yeah, but still, back in the day, obviously, when we had in 2019,
like in 2019, like the top 3 were all superhero movies.
Yeah, at least. But Endgame also hit like over 2 billion, right? So it's like, I mean, that's for a movie to go from over 2 billion to like now like 500 under 600 million. That's I think.
Well, we'll get to it on the list, but I think Superman made about 800.
About 500 something.
So was it? So I'm thinking of
Superman right here is 598.5 mil.
Yep.
Yeah. It says worldwide. Yeah, 590 million worldwide. Yeah.
Part of it too, I do want to add the context of like 2019. At that point, Marvel had the monopoly. It felt like on superhero movies for the most part. Because is there any other superhero movie you can think of that came out that wasn't an MCU movie that was that successful?
So they obviously,
I mean, that's still coming off the hype of the Dark Knight Rises, Superman.
But that was like in 2013 and like 2011. Like that was hell of fucking. Man of Steel was like 2030. I was still like in middle school when Man of Steel came out.
But yeah, I got you. But what we're saying is that it wasn't a monopoly as far. So you're not saying it's a monopoly as far.
I'm saying the MCU for almost a decade had like a monopoly on. Like if it was a major superhero movie coming out that year, it was more than likely to be an MCU movie.
Well, because DC was still obviously putting out the movies. It wasn't they weren't there.
Them shits for
there.
DOA. Them shits for D. I think they made money for the most part. I think I know for a fact Man of Steel made money, but again, that was 2013-ish. And then we're looking at Batman v Superman. I think that made film, but we knew that was a dumpster fire from like mass appeal.
I mean, Aquaman, man, like a Billy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Aquaman came out in 2028.
Yeah. The Aquaman make $1 billion? Hold on.
Yeah, I mean over $1 billion.
That's crazy.
That's what we're saying. DC was out there. They were like
James Wan go find a way. Ain't no
yeah, they were out there. Not Aquaman 2, but so DC has always been trying. They're doing everything since because you gotta remember the same year in 2008, both Iron Man and Dark Knight came out in that same summer, like literally within like 2 months of each other. And then Wanted was in between. It was Iron Man, then Wanted, and then Dark Knight, right? So
when I'm looking at that era, though, I'm saying that was like not the beginning, but like in the nitty gritty of things. My point being, like in this year, we're coming off where they're having to rebuild the hype for superhero shit again. Like we just started with DC building up again with Superman. The MCU is still trying to recover some good graces with Fantastic Four, which is on this list as well as the Thunderbolts. Like
Fantastic mid.
they're very much so building back up from versus back then that we were like in the thick of the Renaissance superhero stuff. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Well, no, yeah. I know what you mean. But one thing I do have to say, I don't know why Otis doesn't say. He says Fantastic Mid. He could just say Mid-tastic Four. That makes more sense.
Mid-tastic Four. That's not bad either.
But that's been a trending thing.
That's although I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I actually love that movie to pieces. I thought it was great, but it just as far as it rolls off the tongue better. In my opinion.
Mid-tastic Four. That's not bad.
I'm kind of mad at number 5 too, but we'll get into what number. We'll get into number 5.
So I think we can share with the audience obviously too what the top 5 so far, what the top movies are.
Yeah, so let's start with the first one being Nezha 2. And this is a Chinese film. This is the second one. And if I remember correctly, they dropped this on YouTube in full, didn't they? Or was it the first one that dropped on YouTube?
The first one is on there. I watched it on YouTube in full.
Yeah, the first one dropped on YouTube in full. It's really eventually made its way over to Netflix and really kind of went viral over there. Mm-hmm. And then they followed up with the second one, and I mean, catapulted through the box office overseas. I mean, over here it did okay, but it didn't really have like the full like theatrical release like some of the other things would. Mm-hmm. And I honestly don't know why, because I know a lot of people in the States that really did enjoy the first movie.
It's good.
So honestly, like if it was more accessible and I didn't have to go see it like on a Friday at 5:45 p.m., I would have gone see this at theaters. Right.
I think part of it is the marketing. I don't think they marketed it as heavily over here. And the other part, I don't think the masses, or at least the casual audience, is as familiar with Chinese mythology or Chinese lore like that. I feel like
that's fair.
If it was like Greek mythology centered story, we probably hear a lot about that, or even with certain Japanese stuff. But because Chinese stuff is so new and fresh, I think for the most part, most people's knowledge or extent of their Chinese mythology kind of starts and stops at Wukong. Whether it be with Goku, Dragon Ball, or literally the Wukong games, or like we've seen him spammed in America, but we haven't seen too many other mythologies, especially like Indian mythology. I can't wait to see more Indian and Hindu mythology stuff come out in regards to films. They have some crazy, interesting gods.
Kali, Kali, they literally are
Shiva, Kali, But yeah, with this made 101. Essentially $1.9 billion. I don't even know how to read this. Like 1.90 billion, or
so it's 1 billion and then 9 billion.
Yeah, almost $2 billion.
Over a billion.
Yeah,
and what I will say, A24 does not fucking miss. Oh my god, A24 is on it.
Yeah, because they still have A24 still has a reputation for being quality. It's like back in the day when Pixar made a movie. It's like, oh yeah, it's Pixar. Therefore, that seal of approval. It's like it's gonna be good.
They have an eye for the films that they decide to take on. Mm-hmm. They have great talent as far as evaluating a good project. Yeah. And especially recently, because I think initially when they were starting out, it was really just like horror stuff for the most part. And then now we're starting to see them branch out into more like animation like this and some romance stuff. And even I don't know if that Meg comedy, I don't know if it was like she was a star in it, but I don't know if it was about her, that comedy that came out.
Oh, it was dog shit. I could not watch more than like 5 seconds of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a musical. It was a musical.
That makes sense knowing you. That makes sense knowing you.
But you gotta understand, I mean, do you know how much the first Meg, as far as profit, how much money that movie made? Bonkers.
I don't even know. I didn't watch it. I didn't know it came out. I remember seeing the trailers for it a while back.
No, not the Meg. Not the Meg. He's talking about Meg the Stallion.
Meg the Stallion.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like no, but the Meg did make a ton of money.
Well, not the shark movie, the Meg, that movie Megan or whatever the one with the dancing robot.
Yeah, that also did very well.
Not the one with was Buddy from Crank, Jason Statham. Yeah,
not that. Okay, not that way. We're trying to get our Meg movie title straight.
I'm sorry, y'all. One of our co-hosts is exceptionally old, so we gotta update him on
the lingo. Wait a minute. We're saying the thing is, we specifically said the Meg, which is literally a name of a movie starring Jason Statham.
I said it was a comedy too, by the way, and it was an A24 film.
Yeah, but there are people that think that they think that the Meg, a shark movie, is a comedy.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think for the most part with this one, in regards to the success, I think it's pretty easy to see. It's a Chinese-based film, so I think
With
China they
again,
supported their own for the most part as far as
Yeah.
that
going
goes.
back into the topic that we recorded earlier, high tier animation. It looks
It is
really
really
good.
pretty, very, very pretty. It's primarily it's like CGI. Look, it's like 3D, three dimensional. But
Yeah,
it looks very,
it's
very
it's
good.
that like Pixar-ish type of animation.
Mhm. But the
Um,
fight scenes are. Let's look
Oh
up
yeah,
the fight
fights,
scenes on
man.
YouTube or not. It's like what?
yeah, I need to go back and watch the first one again on YouTube.
Yeah.
But moving on to the second part on the list, this is another one that surprised and didn't surprise me, I guess, being
Yeah.
another live action adaptation that no one asked for. The Lilo and Stitch live action film. And this
Right.
grossed a little
Mm.
bit over 1 billion worldwide.
Yeah. It did. It did.
Yeah, so I mean, this made the money because they marketed the shit out of it, right? Like they market this like
It did.
fucking crazy. They put so much effort into that in so many different directions. So I give them the good credit for that. But like, I still refuse to watch this movie. I'll never watch it. Like you will never see me sitting and looking at that on purpose.
Did you see the OG, the original
Of
animated
course,
movie?
love the
So you guys, I
original.
think he saw
It's
the original. Come on
amazing.
now.
The original is
Queen's family.
amazing. Yes.
Yeah, no, I love the
They
first one. I love the
left
original.
several of my favorite characters out of the movie. So when I saw that, I knew I was never going to watch this.
You'll
That
see
is
him
the
again.
weirdest. That's
You'll
the
see
weirdest
him.
shit. Well, it doesn't count. It doesn't count, Charlie. It doesn't count. That's not.
You know we getting a sequel. Come on now. This movie made $1 billion. You think they're not
No,
making a
but
sequel
I
to this
mean,
shit? You gonna see.
so,
Plus, there's a whole. And I don't know if you guys ever watched the actual animated series that dropped after the fact.
Mhm.
yeah, I did watch it, and
Yeah,
and,
so
and the
Which I
following
also
movies.
enjoyed.
3 more movies too. Yeah, I watched it all. I
Yeah,
watched it
they
all.
got plenty of shit to pull from. They're gonna keep spamming this shit until it don't make money for real.
I know, but like Otis said, they didn't put. I mean, I guess they put a kind of a version of Cobra Bubbles in it. They put what's his name, Gantu. Gantu's not in there at all. That's not Plickly. That's not the Jamba. It's like what is this nonsense? And all so like for me, it's like this. That's not what is going on here. It's not this. It's not my same movie or the same show. So yeah.
Yeah, this is one I don't even think they needed to market heavily. I think people just the nostalgia of Lilo and Stitch, and then because I will say that I will give them this, it's the whole aspect of that like Polynesian culture not having a lot of representation. Getting something with that Pacific Islander representation it's better than nothing. So I'll give them that in regards to them getting something that's centered around their culture.
Well, plus
And the fact
it's
that got $1 billion is kind of I give them kudos to that.
no. It does look good because again, it is set like Lilo and Stitch is set modern day, set in a very nice tropical area. For the most part, the CGI would just be the aliens when they show up. The ones they put in there it's primarily Stitch, and they made Stitch look pretty good. So I get why they would do it. It seems like a no brainer. That's fair. But for them to just the problem I refuse to watch it too, Otis. I refuse to watch it too because I love the original so much. The fact that they pretty much bastardized the actual heart of the story the way they did, and they left out so many iconic characters, and the ones they put in there, they bastardized them too. It's like, what are you doing? I can't. It's insulting. It's insulting.
I won't
Is it
speak
as
too
bad
much
as
on
Snow
it.
White? No, but they're in the same conversation.
Yeah. I mean, again, if someone told me that they watched this movie and they enjoyed it, I wouldn't look at them like less of a person. But
Right.
am I going to ever watch this ever? No.
Strong no.
I'll say it could be solid. I'm not gonna have a super strong opinion on this because I haven't seen it. I've tried to do better about not having a super flag planted in the sand and feeling like I didn't see.
That's fair.
Because from again, I talked to Kaori about it. Kaori said she enjoyed it. And
She
I heard
also enjoys a lot of dog shit too, though. So I mean, that means
She's like
nothing.
you. Yeah, she's very forgiving like you are, though, Charlie.
no, she is not. No,
Well, she's more forgiving than we are.
I watched a Easter based series where they had like 4 like sex rituals in the woods off her recommendation. So I'm never taking another one of her recommendations.
Hey, damn, Kaori. Moving on.
Love you to death.
Yeah, good segue.
The next one is a film that I wholeheartedly saw coming. This is one I don't know if I know for a fact Ethan wasn't in this craze when this was going on, but I don't know if you ever caught the craze of Minecraft and how big that was worldwide as far as the game goes. I remember me growing up from middle school to elementary school, like everybody played Minecraft. To this day, people still play the game. For what reason? I don't. Well, I know what reason. It's, I guess the aspect of the open creativity. You kind of get to do whatever you want to do in it, similar like GTA. But I knew this movie
Similar
was
to
going to blow.
GTA.
This movie, I knew it was going to blow, like similar to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and how that made so much money.
Yeah.
Is if once you get seeped into like early internet culture and so many early pieces of content creators were making their living off of this thing, it's just so ingrained in the internet. I just saw this blowing up. So this Minecraft movie made 955 million, and plus it had big names like a Jack Black, Momoa. I'm trying to think who else was in this that was a big name. There's some heavy hitters in this as well.
Yeah. No, it's so even as old as I am, Minecraft is because we've been there for a while, man. What year did it come out? The game.
I can tell you in a second. But I
Yeah,
remember
because
I
it's
was
been
like
a
in
long
late
time. It's been a
elementary
long
school, early middle school when it was like at its peak.
Yeah, and so I mean, because I personally don't play it myself, but some of my best friends back home in Virginia, they
2011.
definitely play it. Yeah, so 14 years ago, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
they play it a lot. I mean, and some of my friends are older than me that play it. You know, so it's a very popular game, and because of the nature of it, he sees it compared to the GTA. The nature of it is it's meant to be very like almost like therapy. You can just kind of get lost in your own world, doing your own thing. So it is a very popular thing amongst several different age groups and demographics, you know. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, I've never enjoyed those hyper open games where you have to create your own story within it. I can't stand GTA. So I mean, there was no scenario where I was going to play this and enjoy it. I just looked at it and was like, yeah, I'm going to do anything else in my time immediately because why the fuck would I do this? And then I saw this movie was coming out and I thought the exact same thing. Why the fuck would I do this with my time?
That
No.
movie, it looks
But I
so
knew it was going to
good.
make success. I mean, it's a popular franchise. I mean, the gaming industry is used to like turning nostalgia into cash. They like to milk us for our money all the time. So I expected that from this. I knew this was going to be successful. But again, you cannot pay me to watch this fucking movie. You can't pay me to play the game. You can't pay me to endorse the franchise of it. I don't want shit to do with this.
I won't lie. I have fun. I played it with friends. It's one of those games that you play in community. Playing by yourself is lonely as shit. But like, especially because it was a LAN game. So I remember I would grow up and we would be in the summer at the youth center and we would just have like 6 of us on Minecraft fucking around together on an Xbox playing Minecraft. And it was fun. It's one of those games that strives off of group gameplay.
Well, it's so interesting hearing you say that because my friends, they all build their own worlds by themselves. The whole idea is the whole appeal of it is to make your own castles, your own elaborate alcoves in your own world by yourself. So I love the idea that you're saying your experience was so different from my age group as far as you were interacting with other people with it. I love it. It's fascinating.
Plus this is like super early internet code. Like this was around the time like when creepypastas were still popping off, and which I know very soon.
You
don't know what creepypastas are?
He knows what it is.
I really don't. I have no idea.
Wow.
You don't know what creepypastas are for real?
No, seriously, no idea.
So quick synopsis. Creepypasta was a website that posted a bunch of random horror stories. And they were some of them the whole lore was that some of them were real. I think the most infamous one was Jeff the Killer. Which I'm honestly surprised that we haven't seen a bunch of movies like spawned off of creepypasta stories yet, which I feel like it's coming at some point soon.
But they did do Slender Man. They did Slender Man.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, that's where that came from?
He was a creepypasta originally, yeah. It was just a bunch of short stories that were horror short stories back in the day. And they
were pretty cool.
It was fun, man. That was the era. That was a time, man. That's when the internet was fun and less toxic.
Yeah, it's changed. That was all as a drag.
But moving on to the next film. Yeah. Jurassic World Rebirth. I don't know. This is like Jurassic World 25, I guess.
42.
It's $830 million worldwide.
Terrible.
I think this is another one where we don't have to really explain how it made money. It's all-time famous franchise, big name actors like a Scarlett Johansson. I think Mahershala Ali was in this as well.
Yep.
So you got quality actors, and it's a well-known franchise. So
terrible. Did either of you see? I know Otis didn't see it. Did you see it, Charlie?
I meant to go see it. Something else was out at the time. Was it good? Hell, I think didn't Sinners come out around the same time?
Yeah, a little bit.
No,
This came out
Or
after
should've
Sinners,
been.
like a couple months, maybe like
no,
a
yeah,
month and
Sinner
a
was
half.
because I saw this. I was dragged to it by my nephew when I was in Kentucky, and we saw that same like night. We also watched Sinners on HBO. So I don't believe they were in theaters at the same time.
It could be talk to him, not talk to me. It could be bring it back. Something horror wise came out, and I was like watching that instead, and I was like,
Yeah,
I
good
love
choice.
Mahershala, love ScarJo, but I've only watched like the original Jurassic Park. Then I watched one of the I think Chris Pratt ones,
Right.
and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm cool on this. This can stay where it is.
Exactly, 100%. I
For
agree.
dinosaurs peaked for me when I was watching Power Ranger Dino Thunder. I was like, yeah, that's yeah. I'll leave the dinosaurs in the past.
This
Oh,
is
nice
another
one.
one.
Nice pun.
Yeah, like I just had a negative urge to watch. Like I'm happy that ScarJo can get her, bag without Disney attached to it. So more power to her. Same thing with Mahershala Ali, because I mean they've been fucking with his money for a good minute.
Yeah.
But no, nope, don't want to see it.
ScarJo has a movie coming out with Colin Farrell, I think pretty soon, that I'm really interested to go see. It seems so fucking weird.
Not the one with the doors, right?
It's the one with the doors, yeah. Where her and
That's
Colin Farrell.
That's Margot Robbie.
Is that Margot Robbie? Never mind. I'm getting my women confused. My bad.
That's crazy.
That's all right. As long as that's okay. I love. We have to get a soundbite of you saying that. But
shout out to Colin Farrell and all the awards for Penguin from the Emmys.
He was robbed. He should have got his Emmy. Christina got an Emmy. She got an Emmy, but he did not get the Emmy.
No, the show did. But also, you need justice for our boy. What's his name?
Victor.
What was his name?
Victor.
Yeah, Victor. Yeah, Victor. Yeah,
that still hurts.
That was like also. I know it's a massive tangent, but I was talking to a friend about this after we saw Demon Slayer. He's like,
we reviewed that, didn't we? We reviewed Penguin, and that was last year.
Yeah, we did Penguin last year.
We did. Yeah. I think that was like one of the last things we did. Either that or we did Uzumaki. That may be like the last thing we did.
Yeah, with Danielle. Yeah. But we're talking about how how dirty they did him as far as like they chose to show him like throttling him up close. And it was a long take. It wasn't like quick. It was like, I'm gonna show you, because there was a whole idea of making the Penguin seem like a villain. But it's like, yo, man, you love this actor, you love this character. So do we. Let's kill him over 5 minutes close up. It's like, and then run his pocket afterwards.
It's like ain't no way I'm being around Penguin and not having some type of weapon on me, bro. Like something.
Nigga, I'm getting on that bus. I'm getting on that bus with my little yeah. She want to go with me to another city. I'm getting on that bus, nigga. Fuck Oswald.
Well, that was episode 2 or 3. He should have. I don't know.
Yeah. But next movie down. A movie that I have very conflicting feelings on. I did a video on this, and funny enough, I have a longer video essay on the main character of this franchise, just because these movies really meant a lot to me growing up, and I really enjoyed them, and I think they're probably some of the maybe top 10 animated movies, period, in my opinion. At least the first one. That being How to Train Your Dragon.
The trilogy oftentimes ends up on top 10 trilogies and stuff.
Bro, the music from it is amazing. I don't think there's an animated movie with music better than this, damn near. Like it's very tough. The music is fucking amazing for this.
Not one period. That's
hey, there's not too many. If there's one, there's not too many. There's not more than 5. I'll put it like that. There's not more than 5.
I mean, we will have to do that. We're gonna have to rank the scores for animated music. That's
animated, we'll do that, because
animated
music hits pretty. I mean, you get the Pixar.
I'm not talking about anime. We're talking about anime.
Animated.
Animated. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about
American animation. Because we
Shrek,
really talking about
Shrek has a hell of a soundtrack.
That's a soundtrack though, not a score. Like
the score within it, I thought was also great.
What can you name me? What score from the Shrek movies that you thought was great? That wasn't like a syndicated song that they got from.
It may have been the same writer, because again, they're both under DreamWorks, so it may have been the same.
I don't think it's the same writer.
Same composer.
Composer, maybe. I can't remember any original scoring from Shrek though, for real.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, Shrek was good too. Obviously,
not great. They had great music, because a lot of them were like doing renditions of like popular songs. Like they had Eddie Murphy singing his ass off, and they were doing stuff like that.
Yeah, had a lot of that. Had a lot of stuff.
But as far as like original score, when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about Up. I'm thinking about like Kung Fu Panda stuff, The Incredibles.
Panda's overrated.
Yeah, Incredibles is one of the best ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, just getting into this movie as a whole, I spoke about it in my review for it. I understand why it made the money it did. It essentially was like a carbon copy of the first movie, like scene for scene. Same score was put in this. You had the same composer, same writer. You literally even brought in actual voice actors that play the actual characters for certain characters. It had a lot of the same life as the original. It's just it missed a lot of the nuance that animation has. So I understand why.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I just wish that we would have just got something different animated wise versus just retelling like scene for like literally scene for scene, line for line.
But it wasn't. The thing was, I thought
so
it wasn't.
What's the balance on that? Because like we literally just griped about Lilo and Stitch for the same thing. Well, the opposite. Like
Well, I see what you're saying as far as the balance. So one thing, when it comes to Lilo, for example, How to Train Your Dragon, they didn't do it as well, so it felt hollow. The characters didn't work as well. In Lilo and Stitch, they're not the same characters. It's literally character assassination. So you can have the same characters doing stuff. It doesn't have to be beat for beat the same, but they have to be the same characters. Lilo and Stitch are still Lilo and Stitch. Nani is still Nani, but they're not. They can do different things. I get that. They have like Pleakley and Gantu being gone, Cobra Bubbles being completely. That's character assassination. What they did to them.
And it's tough because with this, so much personnel, like the big centerpiece are the dragons, and because the dragons are animated, you can emote so many more different emotions. But because they were all CG, literally the only dragon that got any kind of emotion emoted was Toothless, which is the main one, which I understand. But even with him, there's just certain things you can't emote because it's CGI and it's not animated. And then at least for me, I would have rather have gotten a story or a perspective from different areas, because this world of How to Train Your Dragon, they make it very apparent to let you know that there are, for whatever reason, there are Chinese Vikings, Jamaican Vikings, like there are Vikings tribes all over the world, and there's different stories you could have told there, but they went back to just you will get this hiccup shit all over again.
Yeah, This
is another one that there was no universe, so I was ever gonna watch it either.
Nope. You might watch it on home video or a home video like that.
I just watched the original because I enjoyed the original.
Yeah, the original is special. It's special.
If it weren't for the content, I wasn't gonna do it, because I literally told myself up until the day of it coming out that I wasn't gonna watch it, and then I was like, you know what? It's an easy video. I know verbatim what I liked about this and what I'm not gonna like about this. So let me go ahead and knock this video out. And I think that video actually did pretty well on the channel.
I think it did too. And I see why they did it. The original came out in 2010, right? And then the new one came out in 2025. So it's obviously 15 years later. The kids going to see the live action one didn't run around during the animated one. So they may have seen it years later, but perhaps odds are they didn't. So they're pretty much trying to tell that story for them, for that generation. That's the problem with Lilo and Stitch. The story they told for that young audience is a much worse story. It has a much worse message as far as forget your family, do your own things. Like what? So yeah, that's a problem I have.
And this is, again, to your point, this is the same exact story. It's just like literally it's just the original movie, but just like a little bit unseasoned.
Which is where, that's terrible. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Moving into that movie, for people, if we didn't say, it was 626 million worldwide. Moving into the next one that we've talked about to exhaustion amongst ourselves. I don't know if we ever did an actual video on this one on this channel. I know I did some content on it, but this being Superman, James Gunn Superman, 598.5 million worldwide. It's the gun, baby. The gun don't jam, nigga. The gun don't jam. We know what it is.
Is that your expression? Did you come up with that, or is that somebody else say that first?
I probably heard it somewhere. I'm not gonna lie. It's fine.
It sounds so much like something that you would say. That's why.
The gun don't jam, man. I heard it. That's why I was like, I gotta say, I'm stealing this shit.
It's the best superhero movie of the year, and it's not close in my opinion.
Hot takes. I disagree, but hot takes. That's okay.
Yeah, this was. Go ahead. My bad. I didn't cut you off.
Yeah, like it actually contributes to the verse and like has meaningful things happen in it. Like it really sets the tone for what the DCU will look like going forward. While Fantastic Four did like none of that. Like it literally doesn't matter. Nothing that happened in that entire movie until that actual ending cutscene matters.
If we're gonna get into this, obviously too, the thing is it doesn't. everything that happens in that universe, in that
on this
world.
List, so we can
Oh, yeah, we'll get to it. We'll
say that. But all I'll say is that what I will say is you can tell that was a 4-hour movie cut down into 2 hours. It's like, wait a minute, wasn't there a massive whole plot line, storyline of like Superman's parents sending him there to be literally be Genghis Khan of this planet? And that kind of got all just swept under the rug at the end. It is all Superman, we love. He said, wait, what happened to that storyline? Where'd it go?
They finished that storyline out. They finished that out.
No, it didn't. So how did it get resolved? How did he get forgiven for that?
Lex got exposed of that being falsified.
No, it wasn't. That was the whole idea. It was true. It was not falsified. They clearly stated, no, this is actually real. This they established that in 2 seconds when Lex brought it up. It's like, oh no, this is true. This is real, 100% real. So that wasn't falsified.
That is a fact. He didn't. They never actually directly resolved it. They just said like, hey, Superman helped us and Lex didn't. So hey.
I guess that means
once the nigga puts the reality back together, it's like, well, is it that bad?
But again, also
give him a harem. Fuck it, give him a harem.
I wish I had said that, but again, Superman had only done good up until that point before. So like, why would they all of a sudden now we're gonna turn on this dude on a dime because we saw some video from I apologize.
Funny enough, if we're using that, we've seen that happen too often. And funny enough, the person that made the movie, it happened with him, where a singular tweet from a decade prior came out, and all of Hollywood turned on him to the point where the nigga was like, "I'm not doing movies, period, anymore. I'm going back to doing shows." And he had to regain all that good faith back off of one moment of a tweet. So I mean, it's I'm not gonna say it's unrealistic because it's literally happened in multiple occasions in Hollywood, where that one moment, even just a comment that you may have said earlier in life, will fuck up your whole perception that people have of you, which is possibly a little bit of him like self-imposing some of his story into, which I think every great writer does when it comes to writing scripts and things like that. But yeah, great start to the verse. I've ranted to you for years before this came out that I was confident in what he was going to do with the DCU going forward. And up until this point, anything that he's worked on has been a hit for the most part, from Creature Commandos to this to Peacemaker now. Like, for me so far, he ain't missed so far as the DCU goes.
I don't know if season 2 of Peacemaker is a hit yet.
That shit gas to me. That shit hard to fuck to me so far.
The numbers, I mean, based objectively off the numbers, it's doing well, regardless of it's a smash. But let me ask you a question. Quick question. Mm-hmm. What was Lex's plan? So Lex literally gets, I mean, we're talking spoilers, why not? Lex gets Superman, puts him in a cage with a guy with Metamorpho who can, of course, make kryptonite, and just leaves him there for I don't know how long, leaves him there to essentially escape. What was his plan? Like, was he just gonna
torture him to death? Because he was trying to get him. Because remember, he was trying to get information out of him. Because after that message came out, they were like, "Okay, give us information about this fucking harem." And he kept. That's why he brought the one guy there that he shot in front of him. He was trying to get information out of him. And Superman's like, "I don't know what to tell you because I don't know anything about the message." So he was going to continuously kill people in front of him until he gave him information. And for Lex, being somebody that hates this man, I don't think it really.
Sure. If he's poisoning him that long with the kryptonite, eventually, I mean, he saw him. He couldn't really talk. He was basically done already.
Yeah, the man hates him.
I mean, the goal was also wanted to kill him. Like he wanted Superman to die.
If he hates him down to his very core.
But the thing is, your goals are very much unaligned. If you do kill him before he gives you what you want, you failed. You can't have him.
He tried to kill this man multiple times.
Like the goal, the primary goal is to kill him. If he gets information, that's cool. But like,
but then also, why would you abandon him to again? I guess for me, what it is a effed up Lex and the effed up Superman. Superman doesn't have any breakout moments in the actual movie, and Lex by the end of it seems like an idiot. Lex
disagree. I disagree on both fronts. I think that this is probably
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Lex leaving Superman for Lois and Mr. Terrific to just walk up in there in his mega secret vault is for the smartest guy in the world to let that happen doesn't seem that smart. And for Lex to have a massive temper tantrum like a kid at the end really made him look like it dropped his down. So
let's look at this from the perspective of Lex Luthor, right? You're the smartest individual in the world, and you already have an ego. Well, from your perspective, you're the smartest man in the world. You already have an ego, and you believe that no one can touch you. realistically, who else in the world do you think can one track your interdimensional activity for your portal? Two, find your interdimensional portal that nobody else is using as far as technology wise, and then three, hack into it and then go through it.
Right, and so in the fact that he was undone by his girlfriend, one of his girlfriends, shows you that he's not the smartest man in the world.
We've
so that's what I'm
women,
saying.
We've seen women be the downfall of many a man in life.
100%,
smart or otherwise.
Myself several times over. But so I guess the reason why I dock it, I still like the movie. I still like the movie, of course.
It's just a little nitpick. I think you're nitpicking a little too hard there.
Because the thing is, for me, these are things that keep it from being the number one undisputed champion superhero movie of the year. It's like, no, I'm sorry. No, it did not hit those marks for me.
So what other movie that came out this year that you think was better?
Yeah, we gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to that.
When we get further down the list to things that made less money.
Further down the list.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But for those who don't know, this is how it goes usually. It's I have my opinion over here on the right, and then Otis and Charlie over here, like in Bleach and other garbage.
Yeah, fair enough. Me and Otis almost never have similar opinions on anything.
The
only thing I can think of that we agreed on recently was the Transformers 1 and Sinners.
But Sinners, you guys were when it came to Sinners, were you guys not had an unpopular opinion or something?
No, we just thought it was good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know if he had a hot take about it. If he did, I didn't remember him telling me about any hot takes about the movie, but
I mean, I think you were upset about when I called it Black Dust Till Dawn because it was.
It literally is. But yeah.
Yeah, because it's not. But we can get into that conversation later on.
Sure is.
Cooper himself said, "Yeah, this is very much like Cooper himself said it."
As a Tarantino fan, y'all giving Tarantino too much. Well, that's not even a Tarantino movie. That's a Robert Rodriguez movie, right?
Yeah,
that's not. Yeah.
But Cooper did say that it was very. Cooper said it too, but whatever.
But moving on into Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Again, Mission Impossible 79. Tom Cruise de-aging again, or never aging.
Not giving no money to Scientology.
No. This movie grows $597.6 million worldwide.
I think it's still maybe a bomb. I think it may still be a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a bomb? How much was the production?
Because it costs so much to make. I need to look at the actual production, but because it costs so much to make. Because there was like over, I think it was around close to 300 million to make it, right?
Yeah.
It may have made a profit, but it's not like a lot.
But usually for those you want to use 2x or 3x.
2.5, yeah, at least 2.5.
That's,
right?
I don't know. That's so.
Mission Impossible 8.
They said about 400 million to make it.
Both. So yeah, it did not make it.
Yeah, but that's just me though. I guess I'm for sure not the businessman out of the three of us. If I make my expenses back and get a profit and make money, it's a success to me. If I make what I spent to make that and some back, I'm fine. That's just me though.
But they didn't do that. So obviously, if it costs 400 million to make it, and you need about 2.5 times, because you need to make the budget's 400 million. You gotta make at least. Why do
you need to double the amount you made on it though? What outside of that being like the traditional look, like the traditional goal, what about that makes it where it needs to happen? Does that harm the production of the next film or people getting paid out for the current film?
Yeah, so it is. So the theaters take their cut, which is about 40% or so, and you also spend for print and advertising. That doubles it as well. So like Otis said it for Lilo and Stitch, it costs X amount of money for them to advertise for the movie. They spend a lot of that money too for advertising for this. So the movie actually, even though it said 400 million, they need to make at least about, it may be a little less, but they probably need to make at least $600 million to break even on the movie total. And you want to make, and so you're thinking, well, in your mind, you're thinking if I break even and a little bit more, I'm good. For a studio that spends that much money on a movie, they don't want to make just break even or even to make it.
Tom wanted that Top Gun money. That's what he guys gonna get this.
If it's from the perspective, like you said, Laura, like theaters are getting, if there are other hands in the pot of taking money from you, as far as like if all the money you're getting back isn't all your money, I see that perspective.
Yeah, so that's why it's not. But again, I'm not sure what the actual amount is, but I had heard it wasn't actually a success so far.
Right. But it's Mission Impossible, well-known franchise. Tom Cruise, literally one of the main niggas in the action movies. From how old is he now? Is he damn near like? I feel like he's fucking like 80 now or 70. It's the kid's old.
I think
You
he's
got to be pushing
61.
60.
61, I believe, right? 61, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, to look that good at 61 is still more power to you. But
man, you're drinking the blood of children.
63.
63. So he probably was 61 when he made the movie, though.
Yeah.
It came out. Yeah. So
But yeah, looking at the next movie on the list, our guy Brad, he knows how to pick movies.
Yeah, man.
Brad Pitt and it was a Damson Idris was the other co-star of
Yes,
this film.
it was.
Yes.
F1.
Franklin Saint.
I can tell you now, because funny enough, I have a experience where one of my homegirls from college, one of my best friends, her significant other is a huge F1 fan. I was not aware at how big of a sport it was until they had me sit down and watch one of the most recent F1s with them. And I saw, like, oh, this is like international. This is like
primarily.
And then the advertising for it, they have like Red Bull, there's so much money in this, and it's such a major sport. It's like up there with like some of the other bigger international sports like football or other stuff like that. So it makes sense why this movie made so much money.
We're talking about them making millions from one race. Like
yeah, it's probably more lucrative, maybe more lucrative actually than FIFA because of how many sponsors they have in there, how much money is used for the cars and everything else.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this movie grossed $595.4 million worldwide, and from what I heard, it was a good movie. I haven't watched it. I wasn't really interested in F1 until I watched actual F1 like circuit recently. So maybe I'll watch it when it's on streaming, or if it is.
I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is on Amazon Prime or something, or you can rent on Amazon.
You can watch it on Apple TV.
Oh yeah, because it's Apple. That's right. It's Apple TV production or something. That's right.
Right. It was Apple TV and Warner Brothers collaboration. But I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, but I am biased. I'm a Brad fan. I'm also a Damson Idris fan. And I mean, them coming together, like the level of production behind this particular film, everything from the sound design to the way that the races were shot, I thought was really, really high tier. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of the year, actually.
So Otis and I, even though we maybe disagree on other things, we agree on this thoroughly. I saw it in IMAX twice. It's in IMAX. It's similar to when I saw Demon Slayer, as far as it really is about the theater experience. It was shot by Dev. You saw Top Gun Maverick, the more recent Top Gun.
Nope.
Right?
I haven't seen any Top Guns ever in my life.
That's all right, but it's the same director, same videographer that made that, right? So it feels the same. You have the same kind of exhilaration during the races that you have during the Top Gun. But it's really engaging as far as it's like Demon Slayer. It's a very, very simple, straightforward story that you've seen before, but it's the way it's executed. And again, just like Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, I think, is also 61. And so to see him, it's like, this is crazy. What is going on?
He looks good for 61. Damn.
I know it's bonkers, but it's just seeing these types of stories, types of movies, the way they're shot, the way they're executed, that makes it sing. Also, the music was bumping in the F1. I saw it twice in IMAX. It was incredible. So it's fun. It's a fun movie. That's all it needs to be.
Brad knows. Hey, his agent knows how to pick movies for him, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's true.
This is a winner. Like, I mean, very well made movie.
Very well made. Yeah, it's good to see Franklin Saint like doing different types of roles and stuff out there. So.
Looking at, fun enough, 2 back-to-back Marvel movies on this list, starting with the Midtastic Four: First Steps, $472.7 million worldwide.
Yes.
Ethan, you have a lot to say about this film. You think this is better than Superman for whatever reason. So, what are your initial reasons for this being successful?
Ultimately, what I would say is I did like Superman. I thought Superman I did like Superman a lot, actually. I did like Superman a lot. But the reason I like this as much as I did is because I cared more about these characters than I did. I like Superman in the movie, but I definitely like Mr. Terrific more than him.
Yeah,
I didn't care much about Lois. I didn't care about Jimmy. I didn't care about. I cared about all 4 of the main characters here. I did care about all 4 of them. I wanted to see them actually do more stuff as a family together. I liked how it essentially had an uphill battle as far as making the Fantastic Four likable in the eyes of the casual moviegoer. I'm sure most of you guys have seen some of the other movies. They are bad.
I've seen them
The
all.
Fantastic Four movies.
They're
I saw them all. For sadly,
they are not good. And
which
so
I will say this, maybe a little bit of outtake. The original ones with Chris Evans are not as bad as people remember.
They're not
I'm
terrible.
They're
not terrible.
They're not terrible. I agree.
They also got the best portrayal of Doom. Like,
well,
Lightning Fingers.
You're not wrong.
Lightning Fingers Doom is doing it for you.
You're not wrong.
He was solid.
There's only two portrayals of Doom. Is that
right.
or so?
No.
So you're not wrong. But I actually liked this. I actually gave a shit about like this family and seeing how they work together. I was excited to see them do more. It was fun to see them how they would take on Galactus. So all those things worked for me really well. I think what it was is that I didn't have the nitpicks with this that I had with Superman, and the biggest thing was they had a set piece that had me gobsmacked. Superman didn't really have a set piece that had me gobsmacked. Spoiler alert for Fantastic Four: there's a chase through a wormhole with banging music, right, by Michael Giacchino, where the Silver Surfer is chasing after them. I was like, yo, while someone's trying to delivering a baby, I was like, yo, this is actually a really awesome set piece. In Superman, the closest thing to an interesting set piece for me was probably Mr. Terrific taking down a whole bunch of guys, or
Fire.
It was fine, but it wasn't like that wasn't Superman flexing. That was Mr. Terrific flexing. Whose movie is it?
I mean, so, is that? But you see how crazy it is though, like because the dope thing did involve the main character that inherently makes the movie worse.
No, but also I don't think Mr. Terrific's flex was as good as the actual set piece of being. I wasn't on the edge of my seat watching Mr. Terrific flex. It was very much
tension wise. Yes, there's more tension.
Okay.
There's no tension. It was a Sung Jin Woo or a farm, and it was awesome. Again, Mr. Terrific was the best part of that movie by far for me, but it wasn't the same. There was no tension. I wasn't like.
I think inherently the tone of these two movies are vastly different from one another. Outside of your James Gunn hate boner, like this film is much so centered in like dread and like despair and like the world ending versus being literal hope and like joy and things being better.
Right.
Give me a memorable scene from The Thing in this movie.
The memorable thing.
Here's the one that I got. Him interacting with everyone else that wasn't the family were like my favorite scenes. Like him interacting with the children and getting to see sides of Ben Grimm that I only see in comic books is what I enjoyed from him personally. For me,
yeah. I mean, again, even the set piece has all of them doing their thing. Even before that, there's a part where they have to run away. They literally have to flee for their dear life from Galactus and then Silver Surfer, right? And I know obviously there's plot armor galore, but I was like, yo. This is a well done scene as far as seeing them run for their dear life, trying to get away from it. Also, they literally just induced Invisible Woman as far as she's like, yeah, she's going to have a baby. And things are getting bad. These are going from bad to worse to god awful. And I love seeing the escalation of things going like that. Again, Superman, I do like Superman a lot. Superman's still a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but it didn't quite have that feeling. I never felt the closest I felt to it was the best scene for that movie was when Lex Luthor said, "Hey man, tell me what I want to know right now. I'm gonna pop this dude," and he popped him. And I was like, "Damn!" And that was that one moment there. I love that moment, but it wasn't. I wanted to kind of see a bit more. I wanted to see Superman break loose, go wild, or kind of do his thing. I wanted to see
serious tone Superman is what I'm
not
hearing.
Not serious tone, but I want to see Superman. Like for example, there's a part where Superman's fighting that giant dinosaur, or I guess a kaiju, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kaiju.
The kaiju.
He didn't take them the kaiju at all. I like seeing him save.
He didn't want to. You're trying to move it.
Yeah, I've seen him move, but I guess I would have been cool to see him actually do that too. Again, the Justice Gang, or it's called Justice Gang.
The Justice Gang,
yeah. For the Justice Gang shows up and they take care of it. There's a part again later on where it looks like a giant space alien, or he's in the background doing some stuff. Superman is casually having a conversation with Lois while the Justice Gang is doing their. Again, it's very much jokey. They're in the background doing their type of stuff. So it's kind of like you're the stakes don't. The stakes seem a little. You're diminishing the stakes when you do this type of stuff. In the Fantastic Four, the stakes kept getting raised essentially, and that's right. And I appreciate as a as a storyteller and writer, I appreciate the fact that they were able to pull that off for me. That's all.
Stakes raised for a world that will literally be immediately obliterated as soon as the next movie starts. Like,
well, we don't know that's going to happen.
Yeah, we do.
We've seen
no,
it.
Yeah, we do.
All we know is that the Fantastic Four come to this Earth. We don't know what happened or why it happened. Yeah, but
on a tattered ship.
If your biggest hate boner for this movie is the idea that because that world's going to get destroyed, nothing in this movie matters, then it's kind of like saying that the prequels, the prequel Star Wars prequel movies are terrible and don't matter because we all know that Vader's going to show up at the end.
I don't have a hate boner for the movies. I think it's good. I just don't think it's as good as Superman. I think the moments are a bit bigger. I think your nitpicks are sort of like the little bit of the bias you have for it, just from the factor of this is an established world where for 3 years we've seen, well, even prior to the 3 years of active Superman, we're 300 years of metahumans. For as far as the Fantastic Four goes, they have never seen any threat like Galactus before ever in their life. So it's like this is this brand new thing. We're freaking the fuck out. We've even seen this. Superman, a dimensional imp for him is like, oh nigga, I've seen 15 of those. Don't handle that. I
see what you're saying, but it would have been. I mean, and that's fair. It was meant to show that Superman, in a lot of ways too, both of these teams both these protagonists in their respective movies, they've both been on the job for a while. There's one of the biggest ways that kind of sums it all up is how the movies open. Superman opens with a crawl, and him is getting knocked, him is landing in the snow, and we don't see the fight. We had to read a bunch of words, which James is going to talk about how they had to kind of do that retroactively because it confused audiences. It was kind of a mess, and so that I would have loved to have actually seen some of that fight or seen some of that actually take place. In the Fantastic Four's movie, we actually do see it. We see a montage showing how they got there, not pretty much showing how it was for them when they first got going, being heroes, or kind of showing what it was for them to actually kind of have to take their first steps.
With all the real meaningful action happening in a montage, because they actually didn't like have a meaningful fight throughout that entire movie.
But it still showed a fight. It showed something as opposed to a guy just crashing and watching and reading words. I didn't go to
part of it too is we don't see Fantastic Four content ever versus in the last 2 to 3 years alone we've gotten a Superman anime, another video game featuring him, and a fighting game. This Superman movie, hell, a couple years ago, other Superman movies that involved him. Like it's plus the Trinity. He's part of the Trinity. I think people know them versus the Fantastic Four.
I'm judging the movie based on its own merits, and all that happens is Superman just crash lands.
My point is you can't approach both of these movies from the same perspective because of that context.
But again, I think it would have been a better opening for them for this movie, for Superman, Man of Steel. I'm sorry, Man of Steel, for Superman. This is called Superman.
The Superman, yeah.
Yeah. If it hadn't had a crawl in him, if they literally just showed him throwing hands, I'm sure you would like that too, Dev. You'd have preferred to see him throwing hands with this guy.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I ain't mad at the title crawl. I ain't mad at it.
No, but even with Star Wars, the title crawl, then it has something interesting happens afterwards. Like for example, with Episode 4. It has a title crawl, then you see a ship being chased by Vader and his crew. Then you see Vader coming on there and acting, running amok.
Yeah, we saw this man crash, get juiced up, and immediately fly right back into a fight.
Yeah, but he also, then he flies away from that too. He loses that fight again, and like the guy, it's still.
He don't have to win every fight. I don't want Superman to win. First off, I don't even like the nigga. Let's just start there.
I know that's the irony. You don't even like him, but you're real good.
I like the movies. I don't like this nigga. Period. I'm like, I don't like Superman. Let's start there. So the fact I like this movie as much as I do hating this character, I'm like, hey, nigga, you got it.
I know it's so ironic. By the way, we've spent so much time on this. We apologize. Ultimately, too, I do want to be clear. I want to be very, very clear. I would give Fantastic Four probably 8.5. I would give Superman probably a 7.5. But I do think it's a good movie. I did enjoy it. It's just that for me, it wasn't quite. It just didn't hit some of those things. I would have loved to see Superman kind of flex a bit more. I would have loved to just see Lex Luthor not be turn into a weird screaming child at the end.
Hey, y'all, boo this nigga. Boo this nigga.
Again, I think that this is the best Lex that we've seen on film personally.
It is.
So, but you're comparing it to Gene Hackman.
Oh, you said on film. Never mind.
Gene Hackman or Jesse Eisenberg or Kevin Spacey. I personally probably would have liked Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey's take in even the movie's not great. Superman Returns. He was still, the thing about it was Nicholas Hoult at the beginning of the movie was intimidating. When I think of Lex Luthor, I think of a person who is intimidating. He's so smart and so
I
together.
don't.
He's intimidating.
Funny enough, I don't. All the stuff I've read with him, like he has moments, but he always comes across as whiny in the comics to me. In the comic, this is based off of
depending on the iterations, he can.
the comic. This is based off of an All-Star Superman. He's whiny as shit. He's in a jail
Well,
cell
well,
arguing about this
he's
is
very insecure.
man-made muscle. Oh my god,
Yeah, he's very
why do
insecure.
people love him? Why do people want this from him? That's just what I've always gotten off of Lex.
No, and that's fair. If it's because All-Star Superman, All-Stars Lex Luthor is he is very insecure. He's a mess. But I think that's what it boiled down to for me. It's just that I liked the Fantastic Four and Galactus and even Silver Surfer more than I liked Superman and Lex. That's what it really boils down to.
Superman fought the Klan, so hey, we rocking with Supes, nigga.
Not in this movie. Not sure as fuck not in this movie.
Next film. One that kind of came and went. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about this movie not too long after the fact, which
I know that's
sad to say because I love Anthony Mackie. I love that he's Cap in this. I hope he gets more meaningful moments because I think we talked about this film when it came out, and it felt like they literally just like rehashed his whole arc from the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, but did it in a movie. Oh my God, I'm not worthy of the shield. How do I earn the shield? Oh my God. Like, you had a whole series to do this shit. But that being said, Captain America Brave New World, $415.1 million worldwide. This is one of those movies that's very interesting to cover because there's a big racial element that people went into hating on from a certain side of the internet because you have a black Captain America. So I kind of had to take a lot of my thoughts on this with a grain of salt. Also, I've ranted in the very beginnings of this channel about how much I hate how they've done the Hulk from Ragnarok up until now. So the fact we got the Red Hulk out, I'm like, okay, I guess it's cool.
That was a very different Red Hulk. That's barely Red Hulk, honestly.
Yeah, that's
a Red Hulk. That's a Red Hulk.
It's even more sad when you look at like how he was revealed in the comics. I'm just like, why is this nigga fighting him? Why is this the movie for him?
How about the movie The Thunderbolts doesn't have Thunderbolt in it? Yeah. But that's we'll stick to this movie. This movie first. It was mid. I liked a lot of parts of it. I think that like the Isaiah Bradshaw story was pretty well done.
Isaiah Bradley.
I said Bradshaw, damn.
Yeah.
Isaiah Bradley.
That name comes from there though. Isaiah Bradshaw does talk about it.
Yeah, Isaiah Bradley. I think his story, part of the story, was well done. I liked parts of like the leader story, but like they just
had to make a nostalgia so much for that.
Yeah, bro. Like
already done. They had it. Man.
Yeah. And the thing is, like they had the opportunity to really set this up as like like a supernatural spy thriller.
Because it started there. It started like that, and it was really good. Right. The beginning of the first half of this, with the mystery aspect of it, and it felt like Winter Soldier all over again for the most part.
That's the problem. They were trying to recreate, literally beat for beat, almost trying to recreate Winter Soldier, having Gene Color Esposito.
It was working for me. I think it did what it was supposed to do.
But it wasn't done as well. That's a problem because it was reshoots that they were trying to recreate the magic. They were trying to recreate the magic without actually knowing what they were doing. It didn't. Yeah. And that's why it didn't go.
Yeah. I mean, it just. None of the villains actually felt impactful to me.
Yeah.
Like the final fight was cool, but it coming down to being talk no jutsu. I mean, it is expected because like, how do you actually beat a Hulk as a person? But at the same time, it felt flat.
But the thing is, they actually had the solution right there, Otis. As far as like they said, talk no jutsu. They set it up very much. The payoff was right there as far as his daughter should be there. As far as the one thing that should have talked about it was like him being like, "Yo, Betty," being like, "Yo, Dad." They set up so much the repeated phone calls, the whole plan, and everything. If she had showed up and just stood there, it made all the sense in the world. And they did. They didn't do that.
See, that's where they fucked up off top because. The thing that made the Red Hulk so dangerous was the fact you have the mind of a military general and a tactician within the body of a Hulk that also had the ability to transform at will. So niggas would fight him, and he would just disappear, and he would never know where the fuck he went. So he could just pop up at random and fuck people up. So the fact that you essentially just turned him into the Savage Hulk that everybody wanted, and then didn't really incorporate too many of the fire aspects to his kit, like he just felt like literal, like his namesake, the Red Hulk. I didn't feel like there was anything differentiating him from the Ruffalo Hulk at all.
There's no Thunderbolt Ross there. It's just it's a bastardized.
And that's yes, they destroyed his character because like he's supposed to be a villain, and you made him not like I don't even know
an animal.
He's not really a villain per se. Like in the comics, he's more so like more like an anti-hero, I guess.
He's a strong antagonist.
Like he does shit to fuck with the Hulk. Like he only ever really does villainous shit to fuck with the Hulk for the most part. Because there are plenty of occasions where he'll like oh, go ahead.
No, I'll say he's more or less an antagonist. He's not trying to do evil, commit crimes, rob banks.
But
but he's like in the Senator Kelly vein, where he thinks he's trying to do good by creating more complications for our action hero, and like that didn't even seem to be his goal in this. Like he was just like it didn't seem like he had a goal. He was just there, just reacting.
He literally didn't. That was the. I mean, I get
be president. I guess that's what I want to do. I want to live and be president.
Yeah, and I get the idea of the leader, because the whole point that the leader is meant to be a super duper genius. But even then, it's like his plans keep failing. It's like you see like 3 of his plans fail. It's like, how smart are you if all your plans fail, dude? So it's kind of like I don't know, leader. It was
him like if they would have actually let leader like do something to really impact like the world.
Yeah.
Like it would have felt like he was there. Like he almost felt like comedic relief at times. It's like,
he was. There's the part where he like screams. It's like, man, I laughed in the theater. So it's like, come on now. So I completely agree. Again, me and Otis on the same page. I thought it was mid. I thought this is the definition of mid. I didn't hate it by any means.
No, I didn't hate it at all. I still think it's like a 7 out of 10.
6.
I'll probably give it a 7. I think the set pieces. Because keep in mind, a lot of our gripes are references to the source material. So I try to like grade it on the scale of it by itself as a movie versus what I would want from it. Because I have I go in with a prior expectation of knowing what these characters are and what their prior things are. Going into it just raw and judging it in its own merit, I think it's like a 7 from that.
But like the fact that they set it up intentionally so like this and Thunderbolts came out in the same year, and you don't have Thunderbolt Ross involved in that in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I think is a huge misstep.
Yeah,
and that's also something I take away from this film too. I mean, I probably shouldn't. It's not fair, but like, why would you literally have Thunderbolt Ross not be in the Thunderbolts?
I think that's because of the new Avengers thing, where the Thunderbolts was a fake out. Again, I don't think that movie was ever meant to be the Thunderbolts. It was Thunderbolts in name only, or in spirit only for the most part.
It's a very temporary name. It's meant to just be the new Avengers. Yeah, but it's I see what you're saying, Otis. I see what you're saying. I get that. Yeah,
we'll probably get another Thunderbolts team in the future, if I'm being honest with you.
But that's more. Well, to do that though, you'd have to have Ross involved, and he seemed like he's already turned. Again, it's a waste of a character. You gotta have.
He's got another shit like Gunpowder before.
He wastes his character.
No, I mean you could. Yeah, it's a squandered opportunity, because it could have really think about the idea of a mega powerful sentient Hulk that's deliberately going against the Avengers or everybody else. That's what it needs to be.
Imagine if like they were like Leader and the Red Hulk were actually like working together, like the level of threat that would have to been like to overcome that would have felt amazing.
That's too much for that's too much.
But that's 100%.
But that's why you make it the premise. Like you put together this like seemingly impossible thing, and you solve it. Like that's what we watch action movies for.
How does he solve that though?
Well, no, I mean even
this
I wouldn't even have it. It has a lot for Falcon to take on.
I think it'd
be an Avengers level. I mean, usually it literally is the Avengers battling that's how smart you need some of that. But I think what it is, it's a Avengers level threat. Yeah, Avengers level threat. I think the part of the problem I had too, based purely off of the movies. If you go, because I actually went back and watched Winter Soldier not too long ago. Winter Soldier is so much fun watching Anthony Mackie be. His personality is so different the way it is now. They almost try to make him so like sweet, clean, perfect in the last movie. It's like it doesn't really seem like a real character. I wanted to see him actually. I wanted to see him actually kind of like take an L or have to have a rough time, and he didn't really have any of that going on. It didn't seem like
he took a bunch of L's in the movie. I just think the
what
issue
else?
with him is
What else did he have?
he lost like every fight damn near outside of the first
Which
one.
fight did he lose? Which fight?
Like all the interactions the leader set up where shit was getting blown. Well, you know what? They saved that whole like thing with the leader playing for Japan, with them to frame America and have Japan. So they got that off, but the other Falcon like died damn near in that whole process.
Oh yeah, Joaquin. But Anthony Mackie was fine.
Yeah, and out of that, then well, no, he did beat Giancarlo Esposito. They wasted him.
They again.
super
That was a
wasted
reshoot.
him.
That was a
Y'all
reshoot.
niggas, y'all pulled Seth Rollins away from the role to put Giancarlo in there just to not really use him for real.
Yeah.
Y'all could have let Seth Rollins do that shit. Seth Rollins could have did that shit.
Seth Rollins. The thing is, wait, so what's his face? Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins was supposed to play that role.
He was casted as that character. There are photos of him on set acting there, and then there's like an interview where he talked about it, and they like changed it out. And I'm like, you know what? I get it. You know, if you can get rid of him and get Giancarlo Esposito in the fucking role, I'm like, he's gonna for sure play a major part.
But that wasn't that literally was not a Giancarlo Esposito role. That was a Seth Rollins kind of just a brute force kind of guy going in there as a mercenary. That's what he was.
Yeah, like I would have casted Giancarlo as leader.
Yeah, Giancarlo could have been leader. But again,
capitalize on nostalgia, Otis. You got to have the nostalgia.
Yeah, the Tim Blake Nelson who played him before. Yeah,
you got to have nostalgia. But
anyway, we're going in on this. What's
for anybody watching this? This is legit. It's us catching up on something we did review at this point.
Yeah, we haven't. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Getting into the last movie on this list, one I don't think there's too much for us to say about it because we kind of gushed on it, and there's not too many bad things about it in general. Being Sinners, there's not too many. Like there's not a.
There's one very specific. There's one very specific bad thing.
So real quick, okay. 279 million domestically. What is your one big thing specifically?
Literally from the moment those doors open at the end of the night to the end of the movie were like not even in the remotely the same caliber of quality as the rest of the movie.
Wait, you mean the part where at the very, very end where we're set in like present day?
No, from the scene where when they open the doors like to the actual juke, and Grace goes for her husband, and all that unfolds. Like the quality of that does not match the quality of the rest of the movie. It
almost seems like two different movies. It's like one is a more kind of a 90s slasher.
Hey, y'all niggas said it was from dusk till dawn. There you go.
Yeah, that's the vibe. It does feel like a different vibe. Yeah.
But the thing about From Dusk Till Dawn, when the vampires kicked in, like there was like a fight, and like
was there?
Yes, there was. Like that part was pretty drawn out. Like that felt like a war. There was a build up to it, and we got the actual payoff. There was no payoff in this.
There was a bunch of again, movie I love, but there's a bunch of goofy like kills and moments in that. It wasn't really like fighting in that for the most part. It was people getting picked off one by one, not really giving them much of a contest. Like I'm looking back at I'm looking back at what was it? Diddy Trejo and his fucking crotch gun. And how they revealed that and it didn't do shit.
That wasn't Danny Trejo.
Who was that then?
No.
Who am I tripping on?
Yeah,
he was in that movie, but that wasn't Danny Trejo. Yeah,
it was the guy with the goatee in the.
I think that was Robert Rodriguez, wasn't it?
No, it's not Robert Rodriguez. No,
who the fuck was that? I'll look back. I'll go. But whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know the part you're talking about, but it was. Yeah. I thought I guess what it is in a lot of ways is like the actual quote unquote action. There's one thing that's kind of weird about the movie. I mean, spoilers again. It seems like there's so many more vampires than there are people in the building. Like it seems like maybe 7 people. Maybe.
Oh, it's not From Dusk Till Dawn.
No, I'm talking about
and Sinners.
Oh, and Sinners, yeah.
There's a whole. It's literally everyone that was once in the club, except for the few of them, and all the other vampires. There's a whole bunch of vampires outside, right? There's only a few people inside, and the vampires come in there. They should have annihilated.
Immediately flooded there.
It was over. It was a wrap. And then they do it. Then for some reason, old boy calls them off, and they go and they leave. It's like, why would you? vacate the premises. You guys have this. You guys have won. You guys have won.
Literally, soon as like, if you would have given me a scenario where, like, like they prepped up the juke real heavy to be able to actually fight off those vampires and make it like a competition there, I have no complaints about the movie.
Or keep the numbers more even, yeah.
Right. Or even that, right? Like, like you keep a bunch of the people in the juke, they, 1v1 vampires, whatever, however that goes, cool. But like, you can't give me these absurdly insurmountable odds and not give me any real feasible way to come to a true conclusion.
Because you had the drunkard, the kid, the woman who's never fought like that significantly in her life ever, and the one
she was fine
woman,
too, though.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about her. I'm talking about Woomy and Haley Steinfeld's character. They because they say they fight, but y'all. I mean,
Haley was already a vampire.
She's a vampire.
Oh,
she's not,
yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, so no, I'm thinking about girl that got ate out.
Yeah.
She got. Didn't she get dealt with?
She got dealt with pretty quick. She got dealt with pretty quick as soon as they started up. So I'm like, you have all these people who don't fight normally. Like the only person I would believe getting out of that situation was Smoke at that point.
Yeah,
which he does.
Like you literally went to war and fought an actual war, so you're used to these kind of conditions.
Yeah.
Everybody else, I'm like, why are y'all not dead immediately?
Right. And the thing was, I could have, even with the old dude with Delroy Lindo's character, I forgot his character's name. It seems like, well, he's been around for a while. He probably
Delta Slim.
Delta Slim. He's probably seen some stuff. It's so they didn't say he's ever gone to a war, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had.
That nigga was old and drunk. That nigga had no reflexes and no.
He was old and he was drunk, but he was probably tough. I mean, this old strength. Old nigga strength is a real thing. So it's. But again, it's just like I see what you're saying, Otis. I'm with you. It's not at the same time. There's a lot of vampires. It's like 7 people. How are they still alive? And also, why are they leaving? So I thought about the same thing.
Hey man, the more we pick this apart, the more I'm feeling pretty good about seeing The Long Walk as the movie of the year. That's all I'm saying.
We gotta. I'm keeping the numbers for Long Walk.
We ain't have these issues for The Long Walk, man. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm gonna see it. I do want to see it. You're right. That's fair. But again, all that to be said, I'm sorry. Again, Otis and I do like the movie. Otis and I do like.
Still a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, generational movie, generational film. But yeah, that was everything. We finished up all the movies we have on the list now.
By the way, back in the day, we once said that, I think it was during the Hawkeye. I think it was there Hawkeye, maybe in Across the Spider-Verse. How we said Haley Steinfeld may be like the GOAT. Sinners only adds more to her resume as far as her being the GOAT.
She don't have misses.
Yeah. She got some shit. Then she's only about to get more shit as she comes back into the MCU with Hawkeye because they're about to prominently put her at the forefront of the Young Avengers.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, she's the biggest.
But we talking about people like Zendaya next year about to go crazy. I just want that to be.
Dune 3.
Are they doing together? Is she in Dune 3 though?
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Okay. She's one of the centerpieces of Dune 3.
She wasn't in the first one, is what you're thinking about. She wasn't in the first one for real.
No, she wasn't in the first one. But I mean, I think in the book, that character, I don't know how prevalent they are in the book. That's what
you don't have Zendaya in your movie franchise and don't use her in the movie anymore.
No, I feel you.
Zendaya.
They've made it very well known in the media that she's going to be a bigger piece of this upcoming movie.
Okay.
And then she's at the Odyssey.
Anyway. Well, she's in the Odyssey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know
she wear
that.
her boo in that, man.
That's the first. That's okay. I didn't know that she was. So both Tom and her.
Athena in the Odyssey.
She's Athena. That's fair. That's fair.
And then, I mean, that Spider-Man movie's still gonna do some numbers.
Is she in that?
She's gonna be in that though. Well,
I don't know. I believe so.
It makes almost no sense for her to be around.
We'll probably see bits and pieces of her, but they've already announced like Sadie Sink coming into play. Like, I don't think they're gonna give Sadie Sink and her like similar time on screen. I think she's gonna kind of replace the woman presence for the most part.
Well, plus the whole idea was Peter had to be like, I can't. I'm not gonna talk to him no more. I have to leave him alone.
It'd be weird to backtrack like that. Just bring her back and be a significant
all I know is he is expected to reprise a role.
I think give me my Atlantis live action movie at this point. Shit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but we should have forget Lilo and Stitch. Forget whatever insert random thing they're gonna bring over the live action next. Like Atlantis should have been so far up that list so long ago.
Give me Atlantis.
Same thing with Treasure Planet.
Throw Tom and Zendaya in the bag, have them do the
Atlantis.
starring roles, and then keep it pushing.
Atlantis does, you know what's funny? Atlantis would be just a good movie, not so much a good remake. A remake it's just in itself like an actual better version of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea type of thing.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's one that movie. Yeah.
That and Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet, actually, that's my favorite over Atlantis. But yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Any closing remarks for the box office review for 2025 so far?
I mean, I will say that I do not associate box office success with quality because there are several movies on this list that I would never watch.
I 100% agree. I would never associate.
I don't know how much that has to do with quality though. It's just, it's not your cup of tea.
Well, I mean, so literally,
you can't say movies you didn't see were terrible. You can't because you didn't see them.
No. But to equate to say that a movie that made this much money, therefore, is the best, that's not fair. Jurassic World, what's it called? Jurassic Rebirth, whatever that nonsense is. I saw that movie. It is ass. It is ass.
Oh, yeah, if you saw it, feel free. Say it as.
It was, and the thing was seeing the box office numbers come in, and I saw it with my cousin, my nephew, and my brother-in-law, and my sister, and we were like, all of us, we had a blast laughing at it, old school black folks in the theater time because it was so bad, and it was like to see it make that much money. It's like, yeah, this sometimes the audience is just stupid. There's no reason for a movie for that to make more than Superman and for make more than Fantastic Four is offensive, you know.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious has multiple movies that have grossed $1 billion.
Fast and Furious, right?
I get why I heard the general concept. I'm just looking at the movies on this list. Jurassic Park is ass, but outside of that, there's not so many movies I will say like are ass on this list. There may be something like I'm not interested in, but I don't think there are any like horrible movies on this list outside of. Again, I didn't see Jurassic World, so I can't speak to it. I'll take your word for it. But
so do you think Minecraft is good though?
I think it was a fun movie. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay,
it was supposed to be the jokey kid thing. Like, it engaged kids at the theater. Like kids were literally fucking throwing shit in theaters and shit because they were so hyped up for it. It did what it was supposed to do.
Do you think that it is 5 times better than Sinners? Because that's how much money it made compared to
But it's going to get a lot more attention than Sinners, though. Like, keep in mind, again, like I said before, this is a early internet like early internet and early chase nostalgia. It's going to come out with a lot more nostalgia. Like for the same extent that Sinners having, like, if you remove Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler from it, it's not making nearly as much money. Because they have those names to draw those people in.
But I think what it is, Minecraft, like you said, it's got kids who don't even know what Minecraft even is. They wouldn't sell the movie because it's something that's
not even just kids, like grown adult, like people that grew up with the game, like the style is
but the adults, like, again, I have friends that they were like, this movie is terrible. Adults like this. I mean, it is a. I've seen it. I watched it myself. It is not a good movie. It is nonsense on a stick. So, but I get what you're saying. It is fun. It is fun and silly and weird, and
it's a good movie in the same way Napoleon Dynamite was a good movie. Like it's
compared to Napoleon Dynamite, it's a
fun movie that niggas watch that's nonsensical as hell, but it engaged the audiences.
I think Napoleon Dynamite is at least trying to be its own brand of comedy. Like that movie is just we're getting lost.
Yeah,
but I also think Napoleon Dynamite is ass too. So I mean, that's just me.
It's a different type of movie altogether.
Different kind of ass.
A different kind of ass.
Still a smelly one.
That's my t-shirt. A different kind of ass. You get to have your you have your shirt, Otis. I have my shirt. It's a different.
Even the stuff I didn't like that. Well, I'm not gonna say I didn't like. Like How to Train Your Dragon. I came in expecting to hate it. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I understand. Like to Otis's point, people watch this for their first time. I'm not mad at it. I just asked you to go watch the animated movie after this to see what it looks like at its best.
Yeah.
And then again. There's too many movies on here that I haven't seen. Like there's like 3 where I'm like, okay, I can't speak to them. But everything else that I've seen on here, it was either great or all right.
Yeah, it's I haven't seen the top one. Nazi the first.
No, that was great. I saw
the first
to be number 1.
I saw so you saw part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to see part 2. Part 1 was great. I love part 1.
That deserved the money you got.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see part 2. I do want to see that. But everything else I saw, and I was like, what the hell? So
I do think that there's a good chance that Demon Slayer overtakes that shit.
I don't think it's
might.
I don't think it's beating the Chinese audience, dog.
That's the Chinese.
But they're gonna go watch it too, though.
So I'm curious: is Demon Slayer
almost 2 billion? Because Mugen Train got what? Mugen Train originally was at what?
1 billion.
Is it one? Yeah, I think it's 1 billion. Let me see. Because right now, obviously, Najee is at obviously a little over a billion.
It's like literally damn near 2 billion. It's like 1.9. No, those little sitting around. Maybe it rounds up. I don't know. I don't know what the number is for it.
No, so it's at so 1.9. So it's close to 2 billion. Yeah,
it's a shit ton of money, bro. I just don't see. I don't see a movie that's not based in Chinese culture taking over the Chinese dollar like that in that market.
It's a rough one. But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
So worldwide, Mugen Train made under a half a billion.
So it's 500 million. It was $1 billion was in. So yeah. So it's 500 million cash. Yeah.
Yeah. So 500 million $1 million American dollars. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to see.
So I'm curious. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Do you have any closing remarks before we get ready to get up out of here for this one? All right,
just sticking to the gun. I mean, quality and marketability are not to the same thing. Yeah, I mean, James Gunn has been hitting. Pause.
I do.
The gun don't jam, niggas.
Yeah, the gun there. So the gun don't. Okay, you want that shirt? You rather have that shirt than
he hasn't jammed in a while. To put it that way, he hasn't jammed in a while because Guardians 2.
You don't like Guardians 2.
You get into pause. You get into pause right there. That's pause.
You got one jam out of an entire double fucking rack of magazines firing off.
Pause. All pause.
If we gotta go through we can go through the list of James Gunn history. They're not all great.
Though we can do that for another video. I know we did it with
not today.
We did with not Raimi. What's buddy name? Shyamalan. We did it with Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
What?
We did a whole video where we went through all of Shyamalan's movies.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I thought that we did that with Snyder. Was that Shyamalan?
We did both.
I don't think we did Snyder. I can't remember. It's been again. Welcome back. The old one. All of our memories are shot. All of them are shot.
I'll look through the videos, but I'm pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we did a Shyamalan one.
Maybe we did both. I think we did Shyamalan. I do think we did Shyamalan. Shyamalan was like different. That's a fun one.
Does he have good movies? He's got like two
or three.
That new shit that he did, the one with the concert shit.
That was not good. That was a comedy.
As soon as I saw that was him, I knew better.
I'm so glad I streamed that and didn't go see that shit in theaters.
It is hilarious. If you get yourself nice and toasty, and that's a hilarious.
You got people hating your daughter already, and she didn't do shit
yet. Also, his daughter. Have y'all seen movie 43?
Oh no, I know what it is, but I haven't.
Is that the one? That was the one with Halle Berry in it, right?
Yeah, she's in there.
Yeah. I've seen it then.
Yeah. That's also Gunn. That's
James Gunn.
Yeah,
I liked it. I like
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar, bro.
Now you become a James Gunn apologist. Now you
when Danny McBride had Channing Tatum in the gimp suit.
No. That's the world's end, or something like the world's end. Yeah.
No, it's not that one. This one had fucking Chloe Grace Moretz having her period.
She is in that one too.
Somebody had a dick on their nose. Yeah, somebody had a dick for a nose.
Hugh Jackman had the balls on his chin.
You're right. Yeah, that's what it was.
He's laughing. He likes it. He likes it. Notice that's your friend. That's really your friend. Your best friend in life.
You can't denounce me now, nigga.
Well, the gun jam. The gun jam.
Out to the world now, nigga. But yeah, y'all, this has been another episode of the Then and Out podcast. I'm your co-host, Captain Diesel, Luge V, and Professor E, King of the Comics, Ethan Murphy. If you guys are new to our channel and you made it this far in the video, please like the video because you made it this far. You got to like our rambling and our random fucking conversation. And again, if you were interested to see anything else we have to say on any of our other platforms, please, you'll find that in the description below. And yeah, y'all, this has been another episode of the Then and Out podcast. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Ice cream apple.